What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the NECA Gamestop exclusive Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Raphael from the original 1990s movie. Here we do have Raph in the packaging. What we're going to do now is take a little break, get them opened up, and then we'll have a better look at the figure inside. So stay tuned, everyone. And so here we have Raphael posed and out of the packaging. Before we have a look at the figure, let's take a look at what Raphael comes with. He does come with two separate headbands. He comes with one headband drifting off to the right side, and then he also does come with a bandana that drifts off to the left side, so you can have the bandana posed off to either side. Whichever one you would like, it's up to you. Raphael also does come with two pairs of hands. He comes with a pair of grip hands for his weapons. And then he also does come with a pair of relaxed grip hands, although if you want to interchange the hands between the turtles you can. You can give Raphael the open hands or the thumbs up, whichever one you prefer. The colors all match, so you don't have to worry about them not matching the skin tone of the turtles. Raphael also does come with a pizza, which I'm really happy that they included a slice of pizza with all the turtles. You can't have the Ninja Turtles without pizza, that's just the way it is. His final accessories are, of course, his two sais, which fit in his hands really well. Unfortunately, we don't have a dedicated sai hands, but they do fit in the holster really, really well. So glad that NECA did include that. Other than that, Raphael doesn't come with anything else, so he comes with everything you would expect him to come with. So with his accessories out of the way, let's take a closer look at Raphael. And so here we have a closer look at Raphael, and I have to say I really do love the way this figure came out, as well as the other Ninja Turtles. Let's talk about something negative first, the bandana. Unlike Leo, his eyes aren't painted. Well, actually, I think that eye is looking off to the left, but I do know that his bandana isn't centered, and you can tell because you see more green over on this side of his eye, and then you see more green on this side. If it was more centered, the green would be distributed a little bit better, but his bandana is drifting off to his right side. And maybe his eyes are crookedly painted. I don't know. It's hard to tell because the bandana isn't centered. As far as Raph here goes, I do love the sculpt on this figure. Besides the red bandana, which is done really well, I love the shade of red that they chose with it. And there is a nice wash that brings out all those highlights and details. So really good job on NECA's part. You can see he also does have the spots that all the other turtles have, which is really accurate to the movie. One thing I do love is that NECA actually added in his scar. Raphael in the movie did have a scar on his left cheek, and you can see it right here. NECA actually sculpted that in. That's really good job. Really good attention to detailing right there on NECA's behalf. You can see the skin tone is just like all the other turtles. It's this space green color with lighter green, some brown, some reds. Has these spots painted on, so it looks really, really good. And really accurate to the movie, so if you are looking for movie accuracy, this is really good. I can't say that the spots are 100% accurate, but they do look close enough. His shell is done really well, and I do like the fact that his belt does have holsters for his size, so if you want to have his size in the holster, you can. My only advice to you is if you put the size in, do not move his legs. The size come down to about this far, hindering leg articulation, and if you're not careful, you might accidentally move the leg and snap one of those sides. They are on this thinner plastic, so do be careful with that. One thing I do want to talk about is his shell. Oh boy, do I love his shell. Unlike all the other turtles whose shell looked pristine, Raphael's shell is battle damaged. You can see it has a lot of scrapes and scratches on it, which again is really accurate to the movie. And it would goes to show that Raphael is the one that is battle hardened. If you pick a fight with Raphael, chances are you probably lose. You can see he does have the brown elbow pads, brown wrist tape, which is done really well. You can see he even has the ties right here. Going on to his legs, that same spotted pattern. Going to his knee pads, which are brown, which is accurate to the movies. The movies, they all had brown knee pads. It wasn't until the cartoon that the knee pads and elbow pads were the same color as their bandanas. Overall, just love the detailing on it. You can even see some veins sculpted in, so it gives it a more organic feel. And I love the texturing on Raphael and all the other turtles. It looks really good. If you were to take a still from the movie and compare it to these figures, they would look almost perfect, and I really do love how NECA was able to capture that with these turtles. So with Raphael's details out of the way, let's actually compare him to a few other figures you may have in your collection. And so here we have Raph posed next to a DC Multiverse Superman and a Marvel Legends Cyclops. And so here we have Raph posed next to a NECA God of War Kratos and a NECA Pennywise. And finally, here we have Raph posed next to the rest of the NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So with the comparisons out of the way, let's actually have a look at Raph's articulation. Now, Raphael does sport quite a bit of articulation. He does have a ball joint in the head, which does look up pretty well. He can look down really far. He can tilt his head quite a bit, so really loving the articulation on the head. It does rotate left and right, and we get really good movement on that ball joint. His bandana does swivel around, so if you want to have dynamic poses, you can. That's entirely up to you. Arms do go out to about that far. They do move forward, which when they go forward, they come out at an angle, which does help with posing. They go all the way around, and when you get to about here, they kick out, so they completely avoid the shell, so there is no rub there. Really glad NECA engineered them that way. He does have a swivel at the top of the elbow, as well as a bend in the elbow, and we also do get rotation right there. We get rotation in the forearm, which I don't know why they do that, but I guess it's there if you want it. He does have a hinge in the wrist, which goes back and forward, as well as spins. Raphael does have a ball joint right here in the torso. He's actually as far back as he can go, but he can go forward quite a bit. He does rotate at that ball joint, and we do get some really good movement there. So you can see Raph here is not limited by the shell, and I do like the engineering behind that. And like I said, the shell is a little bit soft, but it's not too soft, so it's still a dense plastic. Legs do kick forward only to about there. They kick back. They go out to about there. I think they can go out further, but I don't want to force it without heating it up. So we get a rotation here at the thigh, double bend in the knee, no issue there, as well as rotation here at the knee. We do have an ankle hinge which goes back and forward, and then forward facing pin for rocker ankle. Overall, really love this figure. There are some stiff joints, and if you do have stiff joints on your figure, I really do recommend you heat it up before moving anything, because you don't want to break your figures. If a joint doesn't want to go, do not force it. Heat it up and work it slowly. So overall, really love the articulation here on Raph. So what we're going to do now is take a little break, get him posed for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. And finally, here we have Raphael posed for my final thoughts. Overall, I really love the way Raphael came out, and I'm really glad I picked him and the rest of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles up. Now, if you are looking for the NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures, they are exclusive to Gamestop, so if you pre-ordered these guys, you can pick them up now. I do recommend that you do pre-order them if you are going to get them. These guys did sell out with the first pre-order. Thankfully, NECA did announce that they will release a second run of these figures, so if you weren't able to get them the first time, have no fear, they will be readily available at your local GameStops. Just give it time. These turtles are going to run you about $23.99 each, so that comes out to about $26 with tax, which is pretty fair. $100 for a full set of turtles is pretty much better than paying $400 for the Comic-Con set. My only gripe with Raphael is he did not come with a pair of dedicated sai holding hands where he could hold the sai in between his fingers, but overall I still love the way this figure came out. If you're a Ninja Turtles fan like I am, and a fan of Raphael, who is the best turtle, you're going to want to have this guy in your collection. With that being said, guys, I'm KingofDragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, go check out all my other action figure reviews, as well as all my other NECA and Ninja Turtle videos. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you would like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it's in my collection, I'll definitely have a look at it. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.